Welcome to ETimes. My name is Sandesh Akte. Today we have with us Jaaved Jafferi and we are talking about Escaype Live, the web show. सबसे पहले Javed sir, welcome to ETimes. Thank you for talking to us.
Thank you, Sandesh. क्या संदेश लाए हो तुम?
वो अभी आप देंगे Escaype Live के बारे में. So Javed sir, firstly, like we saw the trailer, it's very impressive. Like people will be seeing you in this role of a host, kind of a character. So how did this show happen? Like what was your thought process behind saying yes to something like this, which is like it's based on social media. It's very today's story, we can say that. So what was your thought process behind when you first heard the story?
No, that's exactly my thought process. When I read the synopsis, and I kind of read one line of the entire series, that's the first thing which impressed me. And I said, like, man, this is so happening. It's so a story which needs to be told.
This show is about finding talent through an app, whereas back in the day even you have done TV shows where the dance reality shows where that was one way to find talent. So over the years, how do you as an artist, as an audience, how do you see this change that has happened? So many youngsters get a platform to showcase their talent, and everyone can see it anywhere. So as someone who has been a judge of a dance reality show back in the day and today, how do you see the change?
See, for me, when I was growing up, my father was an actor and I saw films were everything. At some point, Doordarshan came in and there was a black and white small little TV somewhere and a few programs used to come in the evenings. And then sometimes Sundays, they have Sunday mornings. And that was it. Then the shift happened with satellite television when, I think, 93 or something, when I became a part of a channel in 94. It was a music channel. And from 94 to 99, I was a part of that, which was my most creative, mad period. I loved it. And then came the internet. And then it's like everybody has access to everybody. The whole world can have access to anybody, anywhere in kind of real time. And then the OTT platforms came in, and then their storytelling was different. So obviously through the apps, what has happened right now is that you could be, for example, when we did our dance show, which was the first ever talent show in this country, and the reality kind of a thing element which we put into that. And then today, and then we used to go and actually search for people, go and audition in smaller towns, but we couldn't obviously access every little nook and corner of this country. But today, anybody from anywhere in the world can show their talent, and the whole world is your audience, which you were limited to first. Initially, it was just one stage show, and then it was television to some extent, territorial, and then it became satellite, and then now it's the world. So it's like I feel it's the most amazing thing which could happen to talent, for that matter, because when you're looking कि यार मुझे कोई मिल जाए, कोई देख ले, मुझे देख ले, मेरे टैलेंट को पहचान ले, और वो सडनली एक माध्यम के जरिए कई ऐसे ऐप्स आ गए हैं इंटरनेट पे, एंड आपकी ऑडियंस मिलियंस में हो सकती है और आपके चाहने वाले मिलियंस में हो सकते हैं. सो दैट इज एन अमेजिंग थिंग. बट यस, आई मीन इट कैरीज इट्स ओन बैगेज विद दैट. सो या.
Also, Javed sir, as an actor, like you have been around for so many years now. We've seen you as an actor, we've seen you as a judge on reality shows. So as an actor, what do you look for when someone approaches you for a film? What kind of roles are you looking for right now? Is there anything still that you feel you haven't played on screen and you would want to play?
अरे यार, it's the whole world. ये दुनिया का population क्या है? 7.5 billion. 7.5 billion लोगों की कहानी, 7.5 billion अलग-अलग लोग हैं with their own characteristics and their own stories and their own behavior patterns. We've played what, 70, 80, 90, So there's a whole world to be explored as an actor. So I feel if I'm getting something where I can incorporate something into the character and bring something new into that, I've tried to, whatever I can, whatever few things I've done. If you look at me right from whether it was Meri Jung and then Oh Darling, yeah, India, and then you would Jajantram Mamantram, and then you had your music channel stuff. where I played so many characters. And then you had Singh is King, and you had Dhamal, and you had exactly that guy from Salam Namaste. So I tried to be different people, and as an actor, that's the most exciting thing for you, because technically you're being paid to be somebody else, and that is something amazing, because you're being somebody else. And for me as an actor, that's what I look for. Who can I be in this particular series? Of course, I'm looking at what we call principal roles, roles which drive the story, which are in the most intrinsic elements of a story. So if I'm part of that, and in that, what can I do as a role, as a character, as a person who is representing that character? So I try to do that, become that character to whatever extent I can.
How do you see Mizan as an actor today? Of course, as a father, you must have your own suggestions and inputs to give him as a son, but just about the choices that he's making, and his debut, and then he did a comedy movie, and then he has some more projects coming up. So just as a father, also as a viewer, what do you feel about his career and the steps that he's taking?
I think he's got a lot of potential, Mizan. Not, like I said, I've never, I've known to be speaking my mind, and I'm speaking not because he's my son, but I think he's got a lot of potential. He's very talented. He's got a very, very strong screen persona. He's got a good voice. So these things add to you. You're a little bit. So I think physical aspects of like your height, your physique, your voice, your eyes. His eyes are very expressive. I think his face is it's a very intense face, and I think he's got a lot of potential. He's getting a lot of. I saw his work. I liked it, and I think you start, and then obviously what I was in my first film and what I am now, there's a big difference. So I see that, and I see this. And I see, because I know him. He watches, he observes, he has seen all, you can see the old Hindi films, Hollywood, Bollywood, सब देखा है उसने, Tamil भी देख लेता है, सब देख लेता है वो. And that's the best way to absorb. I think the best school is learning from people, as long as they're not imitating them. And I think he's got a bright future, inshallah, hopefully. That God knows best, but we can hope. But I think I see a lot of potential, and people are responding well to him.
And how do you react when, like fans? So I saw this video of the two of you where you were dancing, the two of you, and there were all these comments where people were saying ki Jaaved Jafferi doesn't look like his father, they look like brothers, and the energy, he still has this energy being a father. So how do you react when you see such comments or you hear people?
Look, my job is to do what I can to the best of my abilities. His job, he's learning that's what he has to do, and that's what I could as a father teach him, is give you 100% to whatever you do, whether it is for 50 rupees, 500 rupees, 5 lakhs, 50 lakhs, 5 crores. If you've given your time and said your commitment, you do your 100%, give your best. And I think that's where you score, as, and that commitment shows somewhere. Never look down as, yeah, I'm doing this gratis, so I'll just do it. No, you have to give everything. And behavior, respect for the elders, whoever they are, and that's very important. And that's what makes me really proud, is when I hear people saying he's a very well-behaved boy, you guys did a good job on him. Well, I said, well, that's what we could give him. I could give him an education, I could give him the values. That's all. I can't give him his future. I can just make some guidelines and say, now, go ahead and let your effort and then your destiny, that's with you now. So that's all I do. I don't interfere too much. If he asks me to read a script, I read a script. I give my views and comments on it. If he asks me about, maybe I'll just tell him that you could do this like this. That's all. I don't go on the sets. I don't, he just comes and tells me, this is what I've done. I've got this offer. What do you think? That's all. So, yeah, I'm not a very interfering.
Right, yeah. Right. Okay, this one's for the fans. Takeshi's Castle, are you going to return as the host or not? Because everyone wants to know, and everyone wants to see you as the narrator of that whole show, which we all enjoyed so much as kids.
Yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed it, man. I don't know how many years, but, and I hear people when they come to me and they say, this is like thank you, sir, for being an integral part of our childhood. Thank you for giving us this entertainment in our childhood. And then that's, for me, it is so satisfying. And I always thank God in my heart. I say, thank you for blessing me with this, that people are loving me for what I've done and appreciating what I've done. So between these two shows, Takeshis and Boogie, I think there's a generation, one whole generation has, 1.5 maybe, have grown up with this. And so I would love to be a part of it, man. If they approach me, if they ask me, I would love to be a part.
But as of now, there's no plans?
I don't know. They haven't approached me. But the whole internet is full of, it's like, yes, Jaaved Jafferi should do this. I said, yeah, man. I mean, thank you for, voting for me. But that's up to them. Whoever's the channels are, they're doing it, yeah.
Okay, so lastly, Jaaved sir, I want to ask you a question because Escape Live is based on the subject of social media. How do you see, of course, like people keep saying social media has its plus points and negatives. So how do you see, like for example, Twitter, everyone has their own views and and opinions. Is it, according to you, should there be like a censor or a filter, like in terms of expressing your views politically or religiously?
No, I'll tell you what, there should, I think, yes. I understand it's an open medium, but it's been taken over by people who are sometimes very ugly and hateful. And fair enough, there is a democracy and freedom of expression, but freedom of expression to what extent? I don't know. If it is rousing people, instilling hatred, creating an atmosphere where people are killing each other, I don't think that's right. I don't think that's healthy. And I don't know how to control that. But like I said, when you get onto this social media, it's like you've got this automatic machine gun, which is the latest technology, and you just give it to somebody, yeah, and the guy just goes crazy with it. Or somebody will be very careful, they'll go by the book and see what they have to do. But it's just like that. Yeah. It's like nuclear power. You make a bomb and kill millions of people, or you use energy and change lives for people. So it is that. It's exactly that. It is like a nuclear power. It's like, I don't know. It could go either way. And yes, there are the boons, which a lot of people are benefiting. But then there are the darker side of things, and people, the depressions, the suicides, the hate mongering, riling up people, all that, it just goes somewhere else, man. So I don't know. I don't know what the answer is, how to control it. But yes, I wish that something could be controlled.